it's me again, Mr. Q.
Hey Ollie, what's up man? What do you have for me today? Are you going to model up something on your tiny globe in SketchUp? Anyways, you can model what you want, but after this video you don't have a ball anymore. I wanted to save the best for last, but I'm gonna start with it now. Goodbye.
Is draw a line towards Polaris, the North Celestial Pole, and that will be of course within an angle of exactly our own latitude. Our own latitude in this case 35.5 degrees. And this line here, which points to the North Celestial Pole, Polaris, will be at an angle of 90 degrees from this circle. This line over here is pointed towards the North Celestial Pole, but I made that for you.
And I made something for you. Whoa, that's some funky stuff. North Celestial Pole. I wonder how we stick this on this.
Within an angle of exactly our own latitude. Our own latitude in this case 35.5 degrees.
Let's model this up on the globe. North Celestial Pole. I will use the 35th latitude north for this modeling. Let's duplicate this red line and twist it with 35 degrees.
And that will be of course within an angle of exactly our own latitude.
Now let's move this line over to the 35th latitude north. Now let's duplicate that red line and give it an angle of 35 degrees.
Is draw a line towards Polaris, the North Celestial Pole. This line over here is pointed towards the North Celestial Pole.
Do you see that? Parallel lines? Do you remember? Parallel lines don't triangulate.
So let me copy those and see what it gives. Do you think that these run parallel?
Yes, I see they run parallel. Huh?
Do you think that these run parallel?
Yes, I think they're in parallel.
This line over here is pointed towards the North Celestial Pole. The green circle here is a tiny part of the Earth. Is draw a line towards this line over here is pointing towards the North Celestial Pole, and this line towards the South Celestial Pole. Polaris, the North Celestial Pole.
It seems to work better on your fold open globe map.
Is draw a line towards Polaris, the North Celestial Pole. This line over here is pointed towards the North Celestial Pole.
Yeah, we see that. You don't have to repeat yourself all the time, idiot.
I have already posted my challenge video several weeks ago. The first prize is a Nikon P1000 to the winner.
I love contest. Can I play, please?
And the contest requires you to use a physical model to demonstrate why an equatorial mount polar aligned correctly cannot track the sun moving above a flat Earth.
Circling suns over the flat Earth.
cannot work on a flat Earth. So for this challenge, you must use a physical model for the demonstration. So in this part of the video, I want to expand on one aspect of the equatorial mount that flat earthers seem to be neglecting completely. I have read a number of comments by flat earthers again stating with words that the equatorial mount works on a flat earth. Now that is not the case, and once again they are not showing us how it works with the model.
No, that's because they are a little bit mentally retarded. And they watch too much of your French channel. How's his name? Jeranism, yeah. Yeah, they watch too much Jeranism.
So if you're going to make the claim that an equatorial mount works on a flat earth, you need to support that claim with a physical model.
Can I win this camera if I show this equatorial mount don't work on a globe?
For each 1 degree of latitude change, the angle change of the equatorial mount also changes by 1 degree. So looking at it on a real equatorial mount, this one is set up as it would be if it were located on the equator, which is 0 degrees latitude, and therefore we have 0 degrees elevation on the polar aligned axis, which is horizontal.
Horizontal level, just like the Earth.
And that means when it's rotating about a single axis, it's moving like that. Now you can see very clearly that the mount has a latitude scale with a small pointer there, and it is pointing currently to 0, which is 0 degrees latitude, which is how it would be at the equator. Now I'm going to demonstrate that shortly with a real equatorial mount. At 45 north and 45 south latitude, the elevated angle of the equatorial mount will be 45 degrees from the horizontal. So I now have the mount set up for 45 degrees north latitude, and that means the polar aligned axis is elevated 45 degrees from the horizontal. And this is how the equatorial mount will be aligned. North is in this direction, and the mount is 45 degrees elevated.
Thanks for the explanation, Wolfie. But if I do it like you, I don't see the North Star. I'm trying for weeks and weeks and weeks now. Let me show you, maybe I do something wrong. I'm here at the 45 latitude, north, just like you mentioned, and my camera is aligned with the horizon, but when I make the angle 45 degrees, I have problems finding the North Star. Do you have some advice for me? Without using any kind of tilt on my telescope, I was able to see something, but I was not sure if it was something like the North Star, because I did not set any latitude on my equatorial mount, and I followed all your instructions. Please, Wolfie, help me. And yesterday I tried to film Polaris on the flat globe map, and then it suddenly worked. I put my telescope horizontal and I give it a 45-degree lift, and voila, it works. Can I have this camera now, Wolfie?
During the 23rd September, the equinox from the United States, and I modeled it in SketchUp, of course.
Hey, hold on. Are you cheating? This is not a globe. This is a flat level horizontal plane. And why are you still modeling? You just saw I destroyed your globe.
You can see that the azimuth over here is, 152.19. This is 176.23, and that is of course exactly what I took over here. So you can see that these lines over here are the lines that you see over here. I also made them as long as the SunCalc app shows them here. So by just simply adding some of the lines over here, it works.
Is your globe broken? Why are you modeling this from a flat level plane? Do you have any problems modeling up stuff on the globe? You use data from SunCalc, which show a flat map and no globe. And now you start modeling up on a flat level horizontal plane. Why are you not modeling this up on your tiny 3D globe? Or did you figure out it's impossible to model up stuff on the globe? Yeah, right. That was what I was thinking a couple of years ago. We need to do it from a flat level horizontal plane and not on a globe.
So let me copy those and see what it gives. Do you think that these run parallel?
Parallel is not triangulation, idiot.
Some of the lines over here, it works.
Yeah, it works.
Let's have a look like this.
Yeah, I see it. You try to make that flat disc rotate like the globe. Or maybe I am wrong.
Let's have a look like this.
Yes, I see it. Flat and level. Why don't you do it on the globe?
And I'll drop the two of them here, and hopefully they'll hit the ground at the same time. How about that?
This guy is on a dangerous spot. He's in the middle of the earth with all that molten iron. Let's move to the south. Why the north-south orientation don't change? Because on the globe you're upside down, and then east become west, of course, and south become north. I see you are in orbit now around the globe. Is that north, west, south and east thing a view from space thing? So with a view from space we have north, west, east, south. But if you are standing on the bottom of the globe, things become a little bit different, of course. Now east is west, and west is east, and north is south, and south is north. Your globe make me dizzy.
You can see these lines over here, so this points towards the highest point that the sun can reach during summer, and this is the lowest point due south that the sun can reach in winter. So it can vary 23.5 degrees higher or 23.5 degrees lower in the sky, which is of course the tilt of the earth.
The data don't show any tilt. This was all at the same moment. This is how it looks like when you combine the locations. I already added a couple to this globe. I will continue this week. But as you can see, this don't triangulate. And this is why he's starting to use a flat level plane to model up stuff. And that is correct, because science don't teach us to model stuff up on the globe. We use a flat level plane. and never combine locations.
Just simply adding some of the lines over here, it works.
Your globe seems to rotate faster after the meridian passing.
An altitude of 90 degrees is up, an altitude of 0 is on the horizon. A negative altitude is invisible because of the Earth.
We have only a 65 degree negative altitude here on this side, and 65 negative degree on this side. You know how much that is? That's like 130 degrees. So from here to here we have only 310 degrees altitude. You are just full of shit. And from sunrise to meridian, the sun changes with 72 degrees azimuth. And after the meridian passing, the sun moves only with 47 degrees azimuth. And that's a difference from like 50% before the meridian and after the meridian.
So if you want to know what this yellow line is, it is actually this circle over here, which is the circle that the sun follows every hour 15 degrees along this circle. An altitude of 90 degrees is up, an altitude of 0 is on the horizon. A negative altitude is invisible because of the Earth.
Yeah, that sounds logic on a globe. 90 degree positive and 90 degree negative for the people on the back of the globe. 90 degrees until meridian and 90 degrees until sunset, because then it's behind the curve. Yeah, that's logic. 90 degrees positive and 90 degrees negative for the opposite side of the globe from this location. Let me see. This is 49 degrees after sunset. And this is also 49 degrees until sunrise. That's around 100 degrees. So where is that other 80 degrees? Do you know that? 180 degrees of altitude change on the daylight side, and at the same time 100 degrees for the people on the night side.
So the tilt of the Earth causes this line, this circle, to go higher or lower depending on where in our orbit around the sun we are, and it's maximum the full tilt of the Earth. Over here the tilt is still there, but it is at an angle that it doesn't influence it. And this line over here will always be the exact same line, and it runs parallel to the axis of the Earth.
That's all, piece of shit.